Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Algebra A, Lesson 101. So today we are going to be talking about known and variable quantities. In the not too distant future, you are in charge of planning a pizza party for your advisory group as a reward for having the highest attendance this trimester at EBCHS. The cost of a large cheese pizza is $10. Additional toppings are 75 cents each. A 2-liter bottle of soda costs $1.75. A package of 15 paper plates costs $3, and a package of 20 napkins costs $2. So, known quantities, when we're thinking about a situation like this, are numbers that are either given or can be calculated using known information. So, an example of one of those from the list that we have down here would be B, the price of one large topping pizza. So I will write that in here. B. So variable quantities are going to be numbers that are unknown and can't be determined with the given information. So an example of that would be the number of students that will attend the day of a party. So I know that was a very short description, but I want you guys to pause this video for a minute and sort out the rest of these, and then I will go over them. Okay, so the rest of these you should have sorted like this, and I will just quickly run through them. So we went over A and B. C, the number of pizzas you will order, that would be a variable quantity because because you need to know how many people there are going to be before you know how many pizzas you should order. D, the total cost of the pizza party will also be a variable quantity because you need to know a lot of things that we don't currently know to calculate that. E, the cost of a large one-topping pizza would be a known quantity because we were given that information in the situation. F, the number of paper plates that you will need, will also be a variable quantity because it depends on the number of people. G, the cost of a 2-liter bottle of soda will be another known quantity because they gave us that number in the beginning. H, the cost of a pizza party per student will also be a variable quantity because depending on how many students there are, it will be more or less expensive. And I, the cost of the delivery fee would also be a known quantity because it didn't give us that information in the situation, but presumably you could call and ask that, and it wouldn't depend on the number of pizzas that you were ordering. So moving forward to the guided practice, we are going to use this information about what variable and known quantities are to try to write some expressions. So the reason that we call them variable quantities is because we use variables to represent them. And variables are letters that represent variable quantities. So we made some up for this situation. You can read them below. And if we look down here, I just want to give you a quick example of what we want you to do down here. So if we look at the first one, it's saying 10 plus 0.75 plus 0.75. So this expression represents, the number 10 is going to represent, if we look back to the last page, the cost of a large cheese pizza. So that represents the cost of a large cheese pizza. And then 0.75 is going to represent the cost of one additional topping. So if we have two of them, then that means we're going to have two additional toppings. So for the expression, because we're adding 10 plus 2 toppings, we can say the cost of a large 2-topping pizza. And I want you guys to be really careful here. Notice that I'm not saying that the number 10 represents a large cheese pizza and the number 0.75 represents an additional topping, because variables aren't standing in for like physical objects, they're standing in for the cost or the number of something. So we want to get into using that language. So make sure that you're being specific about whether or not the numbers in these expressions represent costs or the amount of something.